Welcome back. We have been talking about some practical knife skills, talking about what kind of knives we should buy, how we should hold our knives, and how to use our knives really is the nitty-gritty of it, right? This is my favorite chef's knife we talked about, how you hold the knife and what we use it for. This is my quick and easy way to cut an onion that'll get it cut to amaze your neighbors and help you cut an onion without crying. I bet you can. Okay, so any kind of onion has a root side, which is the side that's in the ground, and the hairy side. And this side usually has the little piece that sticks up, and that's how they grow in the ground. What I want you to remember is when you're cutting through an onion, you're cutting through the root this way. You're not cutting it in half this way, right? Because what the bottom line when you're cutting an onion is I want you to make sure you leave the root intact. The root is what holds it together. The root is what will help you chop it without crying. Leaving it intact, I mean. Okay, so now I'm going to cut a teeny bit of that off, and I'm going to cut the other side of my onion off. And when you prepare the onion that way, it peels very easily. It does peel very easily, you guys. There, peels easily. Now I have my root end and I have my cut end, and here's the middle, right? I'm going to start with preparing the onion to chop it. And remember I said the chef's knife has a sharp blade from tip to base. This is what I call the chopping area. This is really more the prepping area. And this is where that term comes in. We're going to prep this half of an onion for chopping. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to use this portion of the knife and we're going to make small cuts through the onion, trying not to cut through the root of the onion. So I'm just going to go ahead and have my fingertips curled down the way we said. I'm going to make these little cuts just like this through the onion. And I didn't cut through to the end, right? So what I have is a little onion fan. And it's all stable and am I crying? I'm not crying, right? Next, what you can do is, depending on what size you want your dice or your chop to be, I would take my onion root and put it down on the board. Take my chef knife, holding it in the stable way that you want to hold the chef knife, and make 2 cuts. And again, you want to carefully cut this way. You can also cut this way. I prefer to do it the way I showed you. And you're not cutting through the root end again, right? So now I have even more onion fan. Now I want you to show you the magic. I take my knife, tip down, and I rock my knife through it, just like we did when we were learning to use this knife. And as I'm cutting, the pieces are just falling away from the root of this onion, and I've done it. I've created a mound of onion chop that's all the same size. I have used almost all of that half of my onion, and if you want to, you can just cut around that root. And this is all you're going to dispose of. This and the little bit of peel you had. So not only are you using the complete onion, but you're cutting your onion all in the same size, which aids in cooking. It looks prettier. It'll all cook at the same rate. And that's the value in this. And look, no tears. So watch me again and then practice, and that's all it takes. So again, our goal is to keep the root end intact. I'm going to cut a little off on one side and a teeny bit off on that side. I'm going to peel away the part of the onion skin that's brown or yellow or mushy. I have my root end, I have my flat end, and I have my inside. I'm going to put the root end away from me. I'm thinking about my chef's knife with my prepping tip, curling my finger over, and I'm prepping this with slits not cutting through to the back of the root so that I have my onion fan. Then I'm going to lay my hand on it and I'm going to make one cut parallel this time. And now I have the onion fan again, right? Put it back down on my board. Hold it together with my fingertips pulled in. Tip down on the board and rock through it. And steady as she goes. And I have my pile of onion chop. That's all about the same size. I'm going to trim up this little bit of this core. And again, I've used pretty much all of my onion. I have a board full of beautiful chopped onion, the size I want for my meatballs, let's say. And I'm not crying. So try it at home. Try it at home. Thanks for stopping.